Hey everybody. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I figured I would, just because I like to highlight the other side of my hobby here, or hobbies, I should say. And then we're gonna try and play a quick round of Hostage Negotiator. Let me grab that for you. A relatively inexpensive solo game, so this one doesn't require you to have friends. It's great. If you are one of those types that really wants to get into these kind of things, but it's hard for you to get people together because it is a digital age and lots of people like to play things together online. It's like, hey, let's get together and play something. You go home, I go home, and we'll get online. So if you're one of those types, this is something that you can play by yourself. In fact, it is designed to be played by yourself. You cannot play this multiplayer, although you could have someone else sitting next to you and giving you advice, I guess. So the game is all about negotiating with a hostage taker. In this case, we are starting with the recommended starter guy, Arcane Masua. As you can see, he's not a very pleasant guy. Underneath here is a generic second in command, because there are options or opportunities, I should say, in the game to have this guy eliminated. But if you do not free all the hostages when this happens, the second in command will come by, and I can't get there. There you go. So he's just a generic guy, not actually a character, but he's kind of a dick. He likes to kill hostages. So generally, if you want to take out this guy, it is a bit of a gamble. So over here, which is kind of like the main part of the game here, is your hostage negotiation tableau, if you will. This outer ring here, with the green to the red, this is the threat indicator. So basically, this is kind of talking about the disposition of our buddy Arcane here. The higher this is, you can see there's a K here. Sorry about the glare. Yeah, there you go. There's a K. So basically, if he ever gets really upset enough to come up to here on the K level, and then his threat's supposed to go any higher, he's going to kill one of our friendly little hostages over here. He starts at 4. However, if we ever manage to talk him down to the S, which is the save hostages, and this little green icon there, he will release hostages. The other thing that you will see here is this little talk bubble, and there are a whole bunch of numbers on the edge here, and this is what they call conversation points. They don't do anything really during the negotiation phase, but they allow you to buy all these other cards, which I will go over. And of course, you don't have to lay it out this way. I just laid it out this way because I was too lazy to push everything up so that I'd have a play area. According to his start stuff here, so first off, he's got 7 hostages, and they're right there. And he starts with a threat level of 4, which is what we've done here. He also tells you on the card that he wants 1 major demand and 1 escape demand. So this particular abductor comes with 3 possible major demands, and then the escape demand deck is just randomized, and for this guy you deal out 1 of each. The game comes with 3 abductors, but you can always buy expansion packs that have more abductors. I believe there's expansion packs for more conversation cards, which is what I will be talking about next. So generally speaking, the way you win is to free all the hostages and then capture the guy. The way you lose is basically all of your hostages are dead, and you haven't done well. So the way the game works is you actually start with some 0 cost conversation cards, and I'm just going to lay them out since I do have to carry the camera here. There we go. So actually there's a few copies. Let me just spread these out for you. There you go. So the overall anatomy here, let me just see if I can get a better angle. So this here is just basically, the theme of the card. Down here you have some flavor text, but this is the meat of what these cards are for. So first off, they will have a result, a successful result. If so, basically what you do is you roll dice, and I'll go over that as well. But if you are very successful, you will do the green bar. If you are somewhat successful, you will do the blue bar. And then if you roll no successes, well, you're going to screw up. So this one you would gain threat level, and this one you would lose conversation points, and so on and so forth. So the way the game works is basically on your turn. Well, it's always your turn. There's 3 phases. So basically you have the conversation phase, which simulates talking to the guy who's got all the hostages. The overall goal is to get his threat level down and your conversation level up, because later on, after you've ended the first conversation, you're going to have a chance to buy more, what do you call it, effective cards, right? Because the ones that you start with are not that great. Essentially, you play a card face up or face down. I'll talk about face up here. So you will see that every card has a situation for 2 successes, 1 success, and no successes. So what you're going to do is you're going to look here at the threat dial, and you can see that from 2 to 6, I'm going to roll 2 dice. If I ever talk him down to 1 or 0, I get to roll 3 dice. And of course, if he is extremely upset, you only ever get to roll 1, so you'll never have a chance for 2 successes, unless, of course, a card allows you to roll more dice. So basically, you have 3 blank spaces, 1, 2, and 3. And you can play this with normal 6-siders if you like, in case you don't like the dice that it comes with. You have a 4, which has an icon for 2 cards. There we go. You have a 5, which is 1 success, and a 6, which is also another success. So you can't ever roll 2 successes on 1 die, but of course you can roll multiple dice, and you will try and get it. So 5s and 6s are really good for you. 4, however, allow you to do something else. So let's put that down. On the back of every conversation card, you actually have alternate things you can do. And let's see if I can get this focused here. Come on. Come on. There we go. Instead of playing the card face up, you can always play it face down to get an extra conversation point. Because you can end your conversation at any time, this might be a good way to boost up the amount of points you have to spend in order to buy more cards. However, if you ever roll a 4, you can play 2 cards face down, so 2 cards from your hand face down, in order to convert the 4 into a success. There you go. Whoop. So that is one of the options that you can do. Of course, it's going to burn through your hand of cards. Now, when you buy cards, it's not really that you can basically buy any card that you can afford, but you do have a maximum hand limit of 10. Now, of course, the starter cards that you have are all cost 0, which is fine. So basically, you will always be able to buy them should you have them for purchase. Because the key to this game is if you play a card during your turn, so it's played out here, you actually don't get to take that back in your hand. It goes into the store, and you would have to buy it on the next turn. So basically, cards that you play this turn are not available in the next buy phase. Then after you're done buying, you put them all into their spot and you buy them. So these are organized in increasing order. I know the camera doesn't really pick up those details. The final thing that I want to talk about is actually the 3rd phase of the game, which is the terror deck. The terror deck is a series of random events. There's 10 of them. And you'll basically flip them over every terror phase and resolve them. They could be good, very rarely. Most of them are bad, and it's basically going to change the threat level or a conversation. We'll see what they are. However, at the very end, you have a gold pivotal event. This is also randomly generated. It's randomly drawn from a stack of 4 or 5, I can't remember. And that goes underneath there. So basically, every time you end a conversation, you get to buy cards, then you flip over a terror card. Now, the problem is, if you get to that gold pivotal event and you haven't succeeded yet, that is your last chance to win the game. Because if you fail, then you have lost the game, and that's One of the key things about solo board game design is they are generally made extra hard to win, mostly because they want you to keep playing it again. Because if you'll never play a game that's really easy to win over and over and over again. So we can go and get started then. So first off, you win if you do all of these things. So first off, there are no hostages in the hostage pool. They can be killed or saved. But at least half of them have to be saved. So in 7, I suppose our half is going to be 4 because we got 7 guys sitting right there. And finally, the abductor is captured or eliminated. So essentially the rule is if there are no hostages left and you get to save at least one more, he will surrender. Otherwise, you can buy something like a sniper card, which is over here. Ignore my floor. Right over there. Which can kill him. And when we go over the cards as I play them, I'll talk about the different icons that appear. Okay, so you have to do all 3 of those things. No hostages in the hostage pool, at least half the hostages saved, and the abductor is captured or eliminated. You lose immediately if any one of these things happens. So obviously, if more than half the hostages have been killed, the abductor escapes, which is basically there are no more cards left, the terror cards I should say. Or I cannot draw a terror card, which is the same thing. So basically, if this thing ends. Okay, so and again, the phases are conversation, spend, and terror phase. And let's get started. All right, so we begin the game with the conversation phase. So basically, starting with your hand of 0 cost cards, you're going to start playing them. And again, we start with 6 of them, and you have a maximum hand size of 10. So I have chosen to play What Are Your Demands? Because we don't need to start with small talk. That's what we'll do when he starts getting antsy, I guess. Because small talk really, while thematic, it doesn't really help us, especially if we fail. So this icon over here basically means we cannot get any more conversation points. I think that's what it means. Oh my God. It means, yeah, no more conversation cards can be played. So basically the conversation phase ends. So we don't want to do that right away. So first off, we will play this, which is What Are Your Demands? Come on, focus now. Focus now. There we go. What are your demands? So it says, you know, the flavor text here is, well, here we are. You hold all the cards. Tell me what you want, which is true. He's got 7 hostages. So if we roll 2 successes, we will reveal one of the demands and gain two conversation points. I'm sorry. If we only roll 1 success, we still reveal a demand, or we gain a conversation point, so we could get to choose. And of course, if we fail, the threat level is going to go up. So we're going to play that. So basically, in order to figure out what we do, we have to make a threat roll. So I'm going to just put that right down there. Because we start on a threat level of 4, you can see that we roll 2 dice. So let's grab another one, and we will roll. And we have 1 success and a 4. So the question is, what kind of decision do you want? So I could drop 2 cards from my hand in order to turn this into a success and do both things, which I might do because, you know, starter cards aren't that great. And I've got multiple copies of someone, like I got another Keep Cool, and I've got 2 Small Talk. So I will get rid of 2 of those. Why not? So that is considered played. We're just going to put all of our played cards over here. Wait, what's this one? Oh, sorry, that's another What Are Your Demands? So I'm going to keep that What Are Your Demands, and we'll do that. But we're going to convert that now because I have played 2 cards to 2 successes. So what do we do with 2 successes? We reveal a demand and gain 2 conversation points. So first off, the easy part is gain 2 conversation points. 1, 2. Now I got to look up to see which demand we actually flip over. I don't think it makes a difference, but let's see. So yeah, a quick look at the rule book. I don't think it makes any distinction of which demand you choose. So you can choose the major demand or the escape demand. So let's go with the major demand. I believe, yeah, if they're face up, they're revealed here. So, actually, you know what? Let me hold this up for you because there's a lot of glare. Bam. Anytime. There we go. So it's basically saying he wants us to release fugitives, I guess, from his home country or something like that. Basically, in order to do this, we spend any 4 conversation points, or spend 4 conversation points during the conversation. Let's see, what does it say? Take any two cards from the available area into your hand without paying their cost, which is the store down here. So it is pretty good. We spend 4 to get any 2 cards, and of course we could take, you know, the 7 cost card or the 8 cost card, but conceding to a demand means you play the card and flip it this way. So there's a big penalty for this here, right? Until he is actually killed or surrenders. So basically, any time the threat level increases, you always add 1 more. So basically, it gets him really hostile. So this isn't something we want to do right away. We'll consider it. So basically, you reveal the demand, you leave it here in the demand space, and you can, if you're getting desperate, concede to it. All right, so played this card. I'm going to put that over here in the discard pile. Ignore my coffee cup. And we've got 3 more cards to go for. We got another What Are Your Demands, which I don't think it's that great because I'll say this. So the Terror deck usually has some other condition if you have unrevealed demands left over. But I'm going to take a chance and not reveal the last one. So what else do we have? We have Keep Cool, which can get us a lower threat level and a conversation point if we decide to get those dice, or a lower threat level. So it's not bad. It's not bad. And of course, I've only got 3 cards left, and it basically both of these cards are the same. So let's play a Keep Cool. So just as reference. Oh my god, my camera stinks. It can't figure out what to focus on. Yeah, so this one's not bad because we do want to lower the threat level. If we do it enough times, we can basically ensure that we roll 3 dice, which makes us a little bit better. Oh, I should read the flavor text because since we're doing this. So it says, let's keep our heads let's keep our heads now. Neither one of us will get what we want if we lose our cool, which is true. So we're going to do that. And we're going to take 2 dice again because I haven't changed the threat level. And oh my god, it's a big failure. Oh boy. Can't do anything about that. So we lose a conversation point. Oh, my precious points. My precious points. Alright, we're going to try it again because I've got another Keep Cool. So, oh, these dice hate me. Oh my god, I don't even have the cards to change these into successes. So I'm going to lose another conversation point. Well, that sucks. Alright, so here's where you're going to see something. Because I have played all my cards, I think I'm going to lose this. The only thing I can do is play this one face down in order to get 1 extra point, because I need to buy a card for the next round. And that is the end of the conversation. So, that is all the cards that I played. I'm just going to put them in the 0 spot, even though I cannot buy them at this point. So, best practice, we'll keep them over here in a separate play area. So now we're at the purchase phase. So this is the only card that costs 1 point. Yeah, that's the only card that costs 1 point. And pretty much it's the only card I can buy. So it's basically what I meant was play this after any threat roll to re-roll 1 die. This card may also be played during the terror phase. The terror phase is coming up. Normally I wouldn't buy this card if only because I've got no other ones to play, so I'm not going to make any threat rolls. But the terror card is coming up and it's a little bit dangerous, so I've already burned through my first turn. So I'm going to buy that for the 1 point. Now here's the thing. You might as well do it anyways, because if you don't spend your points, you lose them, because you always reset back to 0 regardless. So the good news is he's not any angrier or anything like that. So this, what I meant was this reroll card is now here in my hand. And these are horrible dice. I'm going to trade these for 2 more dice because I'm superstitious about that. So now we move on to the terror phase. We're going to flip over the first terror card. Ba-bam! A moment of weakness, which is great for us. This is absolutely awesome because this symbol means he's going to release one of the hostages here. So we'll just put that out of play over here. And one of the hostages is going to be released. Yay! Not because of any skill that we employed, but just because Arcane is, I don't know, maybe he just had a change of heart. Maybe that one hostage has diarrhea. Because, you know, what are you going to do with a hostage that poops himself, right? So it's like, okay, you got diarrhea, go on and head out. And, of course, he's buying good standing with us. So now that the terror phase is done, there is no conditions or anything like that. So that was a really good card to have the first time out. Because we are on our way to success. And again, not because of any skill. And again, I really think I'm going to fail. So last thing is, now that the 0 cards are going to be available to buy in the next round, and of course I'm going to take all of those back, we now have this 1 card. Now here's the thing, I can keep this card. There's really no point for me playing it face down to get a conversation point because I would just buy another one to begin with. So I'm just going to keep this in my hand. Unfortunately, we can't really have a conversation right now, so we're just going to skip to the buy phase. I have no points, and then we're going to skip to the next terror phase. So here we go. Whoop. Put this card in play near the other demands. So it's a minor demand. He wants food. So if we concede, we basically get to ignore 1 conversation and icon. However, the penalty for conceding is we are going to remove the associated conversation card from the game. Which means basically, for example, if I played this card, this just a calm that I don't own, I could cash in this card to ignore a failure, or just ignore this part of the failure. The threat raise would still happen, but it does remove 1 copy of that card available. So basically, if I ever wanted to play 2 of these in one row, in one turn, I wouldn't be able to do that. For now, we'll just leave it with the demands because I don't think I need that. And of course, I can concede that at any time. It doesn't have a cost, so we can always utilize that option if we need to. So we're on to round 3. I'm not doing so well because, again, a whole turn was wasted. But now in my purchase phase, which I skipped actually, I'm going to take all of my 0 cost cards back. And this is my hand here. So we're going to employ the same strategy because I really do want to lower his threat level. So this time, we're going to play Keep Cool. So let's get a roll going here. Anytime now. Wow. I All right, we have another copy of Keep Cool. So we're going to do that now. And should I change my dice? Maybe they can hear me. Okay, so I can get 1 success. Oh man, even the odds are not playing to my favor. So I've got, let's see what I've got. I've got 2 copies of What Are Your Demands? I've got 2 copies of Small Talk, and I've got the reroll. I could use the reroll. No, I'm not going to use the reroll. It did cost me money though, so I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to get rid of 1 Small Talk and 1 What Are Your Demands. So we'll just get rid of that. And we will change this into a success. And normally I wouldn't flip dice, but because I'm doing a video here. So we do have 1 success. We're going to lower the threat level. It's not enough, unfortunately, but we are going to do it. So we're making some progress because basically what we want is to get to this S. And then once we get any chances to lower the threat level even more, he'll start releasing hostages. By the other rights, if he ever gets to K and we have to increase the threat, he's going to kill a hostage for every threat that we would have increased. So what I am left with are these 3 cards: the reroll card, Small Talk, and What Are Your Demands. So no, I really don't want to chance this since we worked so hard to get his threat down by 1. So let's play this one here. Small talk. Let's see if we can get some conversation points so that we can actually buy cards in the next round. So here we go. Come on, you bitch. Now here's the problem. I would have to dump both of these cards to change that into a success. Instead, I'm going to dump the reroll card. Yay. To get to reroll 1 die. And this better work. It didn't work. It didn't work. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Oops. I'm going to die. So we did not succeed. So here's the worst part. We gain a conversation point, but we cannot have any more play any more cards this round. Now, I could, of course, use the food demand to ignore this, but since I only have 1 card left, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take the hit. Which means at most I can buy a reroll card, which I think I will do. So again, these cards that I played are out. I am going to buy the remaining reroll card, and then we're going to sort. Because there's the reroll card. All of these are 0, and they are not available, or they will be available the next turn. So we're gonna do the next terror card, and oh crap, he's getting angry. So you can see he's gonna go up 2 to 5, and we're not doing so well. I swear I'm going to die. So into the next conversation phase. We've got 2 cards. We've got the reroll card, and we got the what are your demands. So I might as well play the what are your demands, which I will do. There you go. I'm going to change my dice again. Let's try these 2. Shit. Oh my goodness. Wow, these dice just hate me. So I can't even do anything with that because I only have 1 card. And we are quickly running out of stuff. So no successes. He goes up 1 more threat. Whatever. Let's live large. So now he's up at 6. He's almost ready to start killing some people. Yeah, that goes out of the game. So now we're into the purchase phase. Again, I have not... Oh! Wait, how did I earn that point? Oh, that was from the last round. Sorry. I should have reset that. Bad play on my part. So, I have no points. I have the 1 card left in my hand. So all I get to do is buy... Sorry, not this card because I played it. I get to buy all these 0 cards back. And that will go into the 0 pile. I'm going to flip over the next terror card. Whoop. And oh, Nikes. He's taking more hostages. Roll a die and add hostages to the pool as follows. So basically, I want to have a success. And basically, yeah, you have extra hostages over here because, again, the abductor card is going to tell you how many you start with, but that doesn't mean he can't get more because, as you can see, there's this crappy-ass card here. So let's roll a die. If it's blank, I'm going to kill myself. Okay, I'm going to go kill myself now. Okay, bye.